I'm a real life astropath.
You are no, you're just insane. You're not a real life astropath. You're just crazy.
My mom is a real
Crazy.
life
Isn't
astropath.
that
I
what an
was crazy
astropath
once.
is, though?
I mean, that's not the
Put me in a
only.
room, Chris.
It's not the only.
A rubber room.
Rubber room full of rats.
And rats make me crazy.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let me get. That's not the right thing. Please. Yes. They've gone back to the system, which thank God they did.
Yes.
Of it being in Discord, the Discord client itself. To explain, Logan, I'll play music during the session through Watch Togethers if you want to join. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay.
But...
He has to listen to the intro that gets you demonetized.
It gets me demonetized every session.
I'm Nurse Mallory Jones.
I got that one too.
Alright. So. Welcome back. I know it's been a few weeks since we last played, so to remind you what you guys were doing last session, everyone was bored because Riley was talking and never shut the fuck up. When talking to literally everyone that you guys were trying to get for your crew. Yeah. That's pretty much what we did last session. You guys went through roughly 3 planets, if I remember correctly. Collecting a good few of your staff. Starting in Gamma Upsilon, going to Valkyria, and then to Arenia. And you guys had just headed to La Ertronia to get your final named crew member, the Master of Whispers. We also discovered that Lance is a type. That type is big titty women. Both of the crew members that he recommended fit that description very aptly.
I got a question, Chris. Is the Cardo Artificer going to be a woman?
You don't know.
I'm going to assume yes. Based on Lance's previous selections.
I mean, Lance does have he didn't hire only women. His Master at Arms was, you know, a man.
Yeah, man.
Gimli and Miskimo.
Yeah.
So, I hope you like the.
This song goes so hard.
I know, Burning Stars is such a good song. Names will echo across the burning stars. Sorry. It's a really good song, especially for. I mean, it's literally based on the Rogue Trader video game, but especially for like what we're doing.
Halo
here.
Stars.
Yeah, the Halo Stars and what we're doing. So, I don't believe we had any background RP the entire month that we had no session. So, y'all suck. Except for you, Logan. You're cool.
Man, I'd have tried. It's just I'm locked up.
Yeah, you're a little occupado right now. We'll get to you in a minute. But is there any questions? Is there any questions before we begin? About last session, the game, anything you want to say before we start?
Okay, am I allowed to start with a bag of muffins?
Sure, why not?
Thank you.
What flavor?
Blueberry.
Ooh,
Good choice.
Good choice.
Okay.
Take the image I
Personally,
posted like 2
banana
weeks
nut.
ago as reference.
No.
Banana nut.
All right.
Oh, I've only had banana, but banana muffins are bad.
No, banana nut muffins are good.
Banana muffins can be good. It depends.
Sorry, Logan, we get off track quite easily.
Yeah, this is gonna happen. This is not the first time it has happened, and it will not be the last it will happen during this session.
I got that in the first half of the first video.
All right.
He's dumb. That's your thoughts.
Is there any other questions?
No.
All right, cool. Get out of here, Twinnings T. Fuck off.
Thank you, Gator Beach.
You're more of a Yorkshire.
Yeah, Yorkshire T. So it's a hardcore reference to these blueberry muffins that Logan ate, apparently. So,
Yep.
that's not what I wanted. I don't want that Steam. I don't want Steam open.
I was gonna
5G
say a
chess.
certain YouTuber.
Okay. I've got the handbooks for when I need them. Alright, cool. So, you guys have arrived in the system of La Ertronia after traveling from Arenia at Pridefall. This is another Rogue Trader's territory. One thing you do see is, as you enter the system, signatures of a trade fleet passing by you, likely heading towards Arenia itself, right? Seems to be a Mercatum Tabulae fleet, so independent merchant fleet, but likely connected to the Rogue
chartered
Trader.
ones.
Yeah, likely a chartered fleet by the Rogue Trader dynasty. As you guys approach, if I remember correctly, the roll was good, so we didn't have a near approach on anything this time.
Tynella situation.
We didn't have a Tynella
Logan, were you
situation.
ever told of what happened? Logan, were you ever told what happened
Shut
to Tynella?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
A little.
So, for one, we had to redefine what is critically close to a heavenly body, and two, we almost hit a spire of a hive city when we got out of the warp in Tynella. We narrowly missed it. we nearly 9/11 the governor's spire.
Look, just because, you know, the mayor or whatever, like, literally shit himself, he's alive.
Governor, a second cruiser has
So-
hit the Hive Spire.
It's that we don't have a cruiser, we have a frigate. Get it right.
Oh,
Governor, a second strike frigate has hit the tower.
alright, on with it.
All right, and you guys are approaching the planet when you see the fleet, likely the main fleet of this house in orbit. You see the insignia of House Marchande across these vessels, and you are hailed for your identity approach. To give context, this fleet has really, as I explained, if you guys remember correctly, they're the wealthiest family in the Expanse. They have a pretty decently sizable fleet with a battleship at its center.
Yeah, I heard the reason for that were due to the conflict with the orcs. Right?
If I remember correctly, that is a reason that they have a fleet, but that's not the only. You are hailed to identify yourselves.
Lance, please introduce me.
So he passes on the message to the to the Vox Master to introduce you. And you are you identify through a series of proxies. You identify yourself to this fleet, and you are informed that the Great Rogue Trader Ignace Marchande is currently down upon his down in Latronia, in his palace. If you would like to join him for dinner,
We would indeed. We'll invite all the usual people, including the navigator this time.
glad to hear that.
However, make sure just in case if anything ever goes south, since the navigator is so important and it's the only navigator we got, have the teleportarium chambers ready at a moment's notice.
You go down upon this planet, and the first thing you notice when you go to this palace, it is very nice, right? Like, this was far bigger than even the palace you lived upon back at home was. It is a clear sign of wealth and opulence, the amount of gold inlaid across the structure. The symbology of the house common across the in banners and engraved in the walls. This might technically be a describe this. This might technically
Palace City.
Palace City. It's in a high. This is a hive roll. Is the first thing you notice when you're going down, right?
Oh, he's mega rich.
Yeah, and he's got like, he's not an entire hive city to himself, right? But he's got like a lot of a hive city to himself, like this very nice opulent palace. As you guys land upon the planet of Windsor.
Yeah, Olivier looks like he doesn't want to be here. Like he feels like he's being shut up. And there's no way there's no way he could come back from that. Like there's no way.
There's no way he can.
There's no possible comeback. All right.
Yeah, there's no possible comeback from this. So,
unlike the
He's
last
gonna
one.
brood
Right?
and drink wine.
Yep, he's gonna brood and drink wine later. Before he tried to explain the greatness of his retinue, you can't get past this. I mean, the other dynasty might have been able to flex on you as well. You just don't.
I mean,
know.
the other dynasty flexed on me, but I was at least able to flex. Hey, I have flex the talent I brought with me.
The other rogue trader's a lot more humble than this one, as you could tell. This guy, he's
he's a loser.
He works hard, plays hard. All right.
Yeah.
The true rogue trader life.
Yep. And you'll get to meeting him in a minute. The palace is really the only way to describe it. Is very significant in scale. As you guys land in your Arvis, you are guided by likely one of the nobility. You don't believe it's the planetary governor, but likely one of the aides of the Rogue Trader, right? While on this planet, right? Because he's technically the master of it, while also likely having a planetary governor as well. You're at his personal palace, not the planetary governor's, who likely has his own palace, based off of the opulence you've seen from just this one structure. Or maybe not, it's hard to tell, because you didn't see it. But as you walk and are guided through the halls, you see great skins of xeno beasts left upon the grounds. Signs of hunt, right? Great pieces of what look to be the remnants of architecture, fragments of great imperial structures, banners of conquered territory. It's basically you're walking through his, like, maybe just a fragment of the treasures that he holds, and displays to all of his guests. Marchande. You need me to write that out?
Yeah.
Chris, the answer will always be yes.
Marchande. Say that
Oh,
this
I got it.
is
You wrote it down in another place.
I did.
So.
Say that this is excessive opulence might be an understatement, but there's no such thing as excessive in 40k when it comes to opulence, right? I mean, you'll see that if you ever go to go to Holy Terra, but
Look, there is excessive in opulence, all right, but for rogue traders, there is no such thing as excessive in opulence.
yeah,
That's the difference.
yeah. So you all traverse these halls until you are led to this, what seems to be his personal dining hall. More personalized. It's a smaller table, enough space for everyone. It's still a 12-seating table, but and there's like this very nice fine painting of the Rogue Trader, and you see this man, this big smile on his face, this big fat Xenobeast steak in front of him, and this might even just be like his snack before the meal. You don't even know. Appears to be adorned in these fine, very fine purple robes with this Xenobeast cloak wrapped around his back like a cape. This black hair, these nice blue, piercing blue eyes, this big, almost kind of toothy. And next to him is a what appears to be some kind of dignitary. He looks like he was likely a bureaucrat, based off of how he's dressed. Obviously, there's a lot more gold than a normal bureaucrat would have, because he works for a rogue trader.
Yeah, standards. Got it.
Yeah.
As they all should.
So you'll call them Lord Captain, because that's the correct title.
Okay.
But your lordship is another acceptable way to call them, because they are nobles as well. Rogue Trader is only correct if you are not in the hierarchy that affects, like.
Okay.
So like the Mechanicus can get away with calling you Rogue Trader, right? Because they aren't in the hierarchy that depends on rogue traders. They have explorator fleets for a reason, right? And they aren't.
They're just built.
They just-
And they're also
Buckets.
just like completely. They're like on their own in like the sphere of hierarchy. And I don't know if I've ever sent the Imperial hierarchy.
They're in their own world, basically.
Yeah, they could do what they want.
Like the navigators.
Well, navigators.
Like the Yeah, it's similar to navigators, but this is on a much bigger,
Yeah.
much
So-
bigger scale in the hierarchy.
Let me send this to the chat. Give you guys context.
It's like separate from normal nobility, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, like navigators.
Yeah. So this is the hierarchy of the Imperium to give you context. For those of you that are unfamiliar, I'm sure that Logan knows it. Obviously, Tony knows it. But this is the hierarchy of the. Rogue traders technically fall under the administratum, and are afforded a lot more.
Tithes. Unfortunately.
They are beholden to the administratum, as the administratum is what administers their tithes. But their warrant of trade comes from the High Lords of Terra, so they sort of have like a line. You'll see like one of those like lines that delineates another connection, and the connection goes to the High Lords of Terra, but they are inherently bound by the rules of the administratum, as you know, they have jobs that they need to complete.
Basically, we have rights.
Yep, you have rights instead of no rights. Yeah. Obviously, this isn't complete. A complete. You know.
It's simplified.
This is obviously very simplified. But it's a pretty good show.
No, I get it. Okay.
So, You see this man, and the man next to him is an older individual. Appears to be bureaucratic, inlaid with gold on some chains and fineries. Now, the rogue trader rises from his seat and saunters over. He hasn't said a word yet, by the way, and he sticks his hand out, real like, to Olivier, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a hand.
Tony, no.
Tony, no.
Oh, you know.
Sorry, Tony asked me if he was in the scene, and I'm like, sorry, man. Unless you want to be the dinner.
Nah, I'm good.
I'll extend out my hand.
depending on how he's eating.
You might get hunted
It
for
is,
sport by this guy.
Yeah,
Delightful.
it's a
I love
pleasure
him.
to finally meet.
Yes, it is always a pleasure to meet a fellow rogue trader. I take it you like good sport and hunting?
Yes. I was any
Bear
good
perks up a
good
little
road
bit
trader
when
would-
he mentions hunting.
Oh, you'll have to join me one day. Recently I was out in my Orient, on the edges of my territory in the penal world. It was a good time. They have great xeno beasts there to hunt outside of the colonies.
I saw your trophies as we passed by. Quite a collection you had.
Oh yes. I may not look it, but I'm... How old am I now, Seneschal? The Seneschal sort of looks over. I believe you're 112 now. That sounds about right.
How old does he look?
Like, probably
Not that old.
45?
Dang, this guy's aging well.
It's more the gene therapy.
I think
and-
Rejuve.
It sounds like he fell. It sounds like he fell behind his gene therapies, if anything.
Rejuve treatments aren't really a permanent thing. You get set back, and then you live again.
Yeah.
So you get the next
Pretty
one.
much.
So
Yep,
he's
repeats.
probably early 40s, at max, like mid 40s, right? Like he looks older, but not like old, you know? So,
Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've been on a hunt.
you'll have to join me. I rather enjoy them, and I go rather frequently.
Bear looks at Olivier like, can we? Like, he just says, like, you can't see
just
his
has, like,
face
a
under the mask,
bleeding,
but
like,
you definitely, you can
I-
definitely
I-
like tell from the way he's looking. He's just
Puppy
like,
dog
can we?
eyes.
So-
Yeah, you know, Olivier's gonna do like the hand flea motion, like the all right like hand flea motion. You know what I'm talking about?
So, you look at his hip, and you do see, like, he is carrying his sword. It is a very, very ornate, like, power saber. Like, a very large, wide sword.
What color?
I mean, standard. The hilt is like the gold, like a very nice golden hue, with the leather bound and fine gems engraved into it. But also, like, you look at the blade and the one edge, which it only has one edge. This blade, it is not a two-edged power sword. It's a fine, almost ignites blue hue.
Ooh.
You can sort of see that from the slight bit that peers out from the edge of his sheath. On his other hip, he appears to have a what's it called? An Archaeotech las pistol, very fine piece of equipment. And on his back wall, he's got what appears to be a some kind of rifle, likely. You would presume, based off the fact that he's hunting, likely similar to bears, but this one's very fine, well kept, and likely he carries special ammunition for the piercing of the scales on scaly beasts, or the hot, tough fur of, you know, whatever they think.
I'm glad to finally meet another who also enjoys the blade.
I enjoy all kinds of combat. I find them soothing and relaxing.
I enjoy it, but the blade has to be my favorite.
Oh, I enjoy the blade, but I understand the necessity of the gun when it comes to hunting a great, beast.
It's important to remain pragmatic.
I always bring the right tool for the job. My last hunt was, how long was it, Seneschal? I believe it was 4 months, sir. Yes, that sounds about right. 4 months. So what brings you to my neck of the woods, and who have you brought with you? Obviously, this is my Seneschal.
I have brought members of my closest members of my crew. This here is my navigator, and Olivier would gesture towards Nephinae.
Nephinae does this like great bow.
He gives a light bow in return.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Lord Captain. What's the name again? Oh God, Marchande. Marchande? Marchande. Okay.
A navigator. I appreciate your skin. Rather useful for the job that I have, and for those of all vessels that traverse across the warp.
You kind of see like
It is our
Olivier. Oh, sorry. No, continue going.
It is our duty, granted to us by the God Emperor himself.
Yes. What does Olivier do now that you can?
Like, he's kind of like giving like a head notion, like.
And what dynasty are you from?
The Du Ashran dynasty.
A
name
great
is
magisterial house. Out in the Calixus sector, I believe.
That is correct, Lord Captain.
Distinguished. Who else do you have with you? Who is this man? And he puts his hand right on Bear's shoulder. Like, in its party. By the way, when you shake his hand, it is firm. It's like, his hand is heavy, right? When he puts his hand on Bear's shoulder, it's like, boom. And it's not like he did it on
His
purpose.
entire shoulder.
No, Bear wasn't even paying attention. Like, once he saw the rifle in the back, he was just, like, staring at the rifle. So,
Who is this?
whenever when the hand gets put on him, he, like, jumps a little bit and, like, tries to, like, snatch away from him.
Oh, you cannot get out of his grip. His grip is on you. Who is this? And he, like, sort of puts his hand up, like, with it, like, the hand that's not holding on to Bear, like, put it up, like, pointing towards his face.
If we were to go hunting, he would accompany us. He's also someone who enjoys the hunt.
You enjoy hunting, What is your name? Give it to me.
He's just standing there, he hates it. He hates that he's being talked to. He hates that he's being grabbed.
No,
Please pardon him. He's a deaf welder.
They are perfect for the hunt. And he sort of like wraps around him, like, right, and like puts his arm over his shoulder. You and me, we're gonna go hunting one day.
There's a hand on his pistol now that this man's actually wrapped around him.
He's like he's got his like arm over his shoulder, like he like moved from just having like his hand on his shoulder to like his side, and he's like pointing out to the ceiling, like in a very grandiose like gesture. This, you and I, we will go hunting. We will slay many xeno beasts, cook them and consume them. For that is our duty. Skin them and bring those skins with us to wear as fine garments.
Bear looks over at Olivier with help me, like with a help me look.
His name is Bear. He usually speaks in grunts. He's my personal bodyguard.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Good. And he looks over at Gyros, who has yet to be introduced. The bear is a fine animal. I've hunted many. Especially its greater cousin, the werebear. Now you might think,
They're gonna say the dire bear.
based off of the old Terran myth of the werewolf, that it is, well, a man turned into a bear, but it is not. No. It is merely a bigger bear. Whoever named it was a fool. But it is fun to fight. Now this man, and he walks over and like looks at the collar around his neck. This man is a witch. I recognize that anywhere. And it does not seem as though he has blinked even once, so he must be astropath.
That is correct, Lord Captain. And he would give like a guard's bow.
Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate a good witch. They're great for their soothsayings and their ability to tell me what is going on across the expanse. You have a personal madwoman?
Not in that sense, no, but
You have failed. That is
in
okay.
the literary way, yes. Look, I'm sure
No.
you know, but
And he sort of walks over, and he puts his hand on Olivier's shoulder. Having walked past Gyros, he's like, "Ah, witch, appreciated, right?" And he walks over. What do you think about Xenos, Lord Captain?
good prey, good profit,
Hmm.
dangerous. There are many things.
Yes. Can't trust one as far as you can throw one, but I can throw them pretty far. And I like... raiding Xenos is one of my favorite pastimes. And I love their technology. Great to sell.
Oh, yes. You keep any yourself?
Oh, yes. Let me go. He sort of like walks across the room and like pulls a pistol off the wall. This is a Drukhari blast pistol. Stole it off a Kabbalite warrior that I had felled in melee combat.
Shall I show you one of mine?
You have one?
Olivia would do like a light clap. Gyros, send a message to the SIP. Tell them to teleport Irene into this, specifically this room.
The sip.
Yes, Lord Captain.
Bear just stands.
I'd
there
rather
with,
not my
stands.
property get damaged or assaulted or
Ah, yes. The only
whatever
good
source.
way to utilize a Drukhari is as a slave. I wonder what one you
Bear
have.
just stares at Olivier.
And Nyrene
And
appears
Nephinae raised an eyebrow.
after being arrived, teleportariumed. Ah, you're the Drukhari. And he sort of walks over, and he looks at this Drukhari. She has a severe lack of clothes. That must mean she's a witch.
More
Oh,
like a bitch.
this monkey's intelligent.
I've interacted with many Drukhari. Witches are not scary. The real scary ones. Oh, gotta be the incubi.
Overrated pieces of shit.
You could say that after they've clavexed half of an entire platoon of my stormtroopers before they were killed. A witch, I give them 2 or 3. Depends on the witch, though. I once met a succubi. Oh, very good succubi. Very good at her job.
Nyreen would kind of just lick her finger. Oh, yeah. I know quite a few.
Yes, you're a witch. I'd hope you
Ugh.
do.
A few good ones. Miss them. Ever since I went off on that raid.
Yes. Anyways, I once felled this Drukari Archon and his cabal. They had decided that they were going to attack my protectorate, so I brought to bear my entire series of vessels.
Which one, out of curiosity?
I can't remember their name. So insignificant.
Did he
Must have been
did he
20
at least
years
scream
ago.
well?
Oh, yes. Very well, very well.
Good.
I decided when their last vessel, their capital vessel, was disabled, I would go on it personally, alongside a strike force, to fell them and their Cabalite leader. Me and my retinue went in onto their bridge, felled them. It was a good combat. Took a few as slaves and sold them to some pirates out in... I don't even know. Give them a taste of their
Now
own
that I
medicine.
can respect. Lord Captain, you should be more like him.
Unfortunately, I have other obligations at the moment.
Yes, I heard your dynasty is in poor straits. That is unfortunate.
Yes. In fact, it was because of that that I had acquired her. My mother was felled by Drukari.
Yes, I heard. Across the nobles, when you entered the expanse, I'd heard of you, and my seneschal did his digging. Any good seneschal would do their digging.
Of course.
Ah, yes, I haven't spoken to this one yet. And he sort of goes over and he shakes Lance's hand. Lance sort of like looks at him. And he seems to like kind of feel a little weirded out by him in a way, right? Sort of shakes his
So
hand.
this man gets more than I do. I'm not allowed.
I'm not going to act out that conversation. It is very brief.
Damn it.
Sort of like, what do you do? And he's like, I'm the seneschal. He's like, ah. Have you been doing your job well? Yes. Good.
It was
Let's go.
part of the Navy in the stationed at the Nachman Gauntlet.
Gambit.
Gambit.
That is a rather dangerous part of space.
King's Gambit.
How did you get him? Must have been before your dynasty fell into such dire straits.
Yes, he was recruited by my late mother.
Ah, that makes sense.
Bro, the slander.
Low key, yeah. Well,
Like, I imagine every time he says that, Olivier just kind of like winces.
Yeah, he's trying to hide. He's trying to hide it, but, you know.
so what brings
with the
you
rest
to
of the
my
band.
demesne, to my protectorate, out here?
We were in search of some talent to replace what we have lost
Who?
since our arrival
His
here.
name? Do I know them? Is it one of my red?
Erasmus Freed,
I do not
Arbiter.
know him. It is not
Out
a
of
name
character. I love this
I
recruiter.
am familiar with.
I only know of his name and his title, Arbiter.
Well, Arbitrator is one of the higher positions in my Arbity station across the planet. As a favor to you, I could perhaps pull some strings to get him into your service.
I take it you'd want something in exchange.
A
As
favor?
things goes, of course. Anything immediate, or is it something you'd like to hold on
Oh,
to?
I have no desires immediate.
I hear that there are many orcs in control of the systems nearby your protectorate.
Yes, they stole one of my planets recently. I wasn't able to clear them off. They just kept growing
I
back.
heard about
That's the
this.
problem with orcs. You know what? The fucking problem with orcs. They just keep growing back. You can't get rid of them. They're a fungus, literally. Yeah, burn them away. I don't feel like burning the planet just yet. And I've come to temporary arrangement.
Mm-hmm. There's always virus bombs.
So again, I don't want to destroy my planet.
The orcs have probably already destroyed it more than would be worth the trouble.
That is yet to be seen. We shall see.
So what do you think of them?
What? Oh.
As a hunter?
So, orcs are fun to fight, right? The big, strong meatheads. The problem, big problem, is that they don't like to stay dead. That is the problem.
Sounds like they don't make fine hunts.
They're just gonna walk around the room and look at like all the different hunting trophies and everything. 'Cause he's tired of listening to these two talk.
Now, are you ready for our 11-course meal?
Bear
Yes.
walks back.
Of course. 11 courses.
Nyrene raises
I
an
know,
eyebrow.
I'm sorry to say you're not getting my best. It is not that I don't respect you, it is merely that I had not prepared for this in advance. If I had prepared in advance, we could have had a good 15-course meal.
We came here on shorthand without any.
Yeah,
Bear
so
looks sad.
if you send,
you know,
if you
of
send
course,
for
it's bound
my,
to happen.
you send for my,
I'll make do. I'll simply just make do with the 11 courses.
if you send for my, my astropath next time, I can certainly arrange a larger meal for our meeting.
I'll make sure to do so next time. Don't worry. And Olivier is gonna turn around to the others, and he's gonna give them like a look like don't that clearly says don't say shit.
He's like biting
About
his
my
lip and
course
everything.
meals,
I can see
alright?
it. I can see it.
Do not tell him how many courses.
Remember how many courses you had with the other Rogue Trader?
Olivier
was-
doesn't want to be reminded.
It was 9.
I think it was 7.
No,
Nine. It was
9.
9. It was 9.
Because Olivier has standard 7,
I do-
sometimes 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 if we're having important guests.
This guy just pulled out an
More
11-course
important than
meal
me.
on just a normal
I know.
normal meal. So, you guys are treated to perhaps the best food you've ever tasted. Fine Xeno
Bear's
beast.
making a mess.
And it doesn't seem like he cares either. He's not like eating like a noble necessarily either. Like he eats like respectfully for some of the courses, and then like you see like a steak put in front of him, and he grabs it with his hands and just fucking eats it like a.
Bear's eating like everything with his hands.
Yeah, but
Did I get sent elsewhere? Or am I here?
that's up to Olivia.
No, you get to sit at the table probably.
No, he doesn't. She doesn't-
I was
That's
thinking.
that. I mean, that's up to our.
no, she's not sitting at the
gracious
table. She's in
host.
the room.
Oh, so she's just watching us eat then.
No, she gets food.
Oh hell
it's
yeah! This is
not-
the
It's
best
just-
shit I've
it's-
ever gotten.
It's just in a bowl on the ground.
It's just a bowl
Oh,
on the
never
ground.
mind.
Oh, like a dog bowl.
It's
oh.
still like the best
she
food
even
you
eat
probably
it?
ever tasted, but
I should take notes on that.
it's late.
This is better than what I get on the other ship.
You're not on a ship right now, by the way. You're on the.
Well, I know, but no.
So
On
you
Riley's.
guys are consuming this food, right? And eventually, you guys part
Oh.
ways. You leave the palace.
It's sad.
Is there going to be a new
relief.
rule added about this?
Yes.
Make sure to add. You don't
If
forget
we
to
ever
add
go
that.
to a place that serves more courses than what is normally served on my ship, you're not allowed to bring
You
up how
can't
many
enjoy
courses
it.
we serve.
No,
No, you can enjoy it. I look. I enjoy the finer things, but you're just not allowed to bring up the fact that I have less courses on my ship
So,
in the discussion.
yeah. Make sure to add that to the list while you can, Riley.
Yeah.
Make sure not to forget to. So, you guys head back up to your ship. I mean, he's not gonna say no. He's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
too expensive for me.
no. Yeah, I'm sure your allowance. He'd probably just say sure, why not? I have so many. He probably just gives you one of his.
Fuck yeah.
Wait, is that how she gets her new servant?
No. Gets
Okay.
a robe and slippers, and from a
Oh,
Xenobeast pelt.
okay.
You know,
Okay,
maybe it's
okay.
not
I
his
just thought it
finest Xenobeast pelt.
I was extremely confused for a moment, Chris. He said, "Okay, yeah, he will give you one of his," and I'm just like, sexually abused.
For an
women?
old ass person.
No, so each and every one of you is given a small gift, as you leave, except for the slave. Slave is looked at with contempt. Not contempt, but you know, not the right.
Disgust.
Some disgust. for you.
Disdain.
Yeah. Riley, what would you
Yeah,
like from him?
Ooh.
Technically, I could argue you're already getting something from him, but if you don't want to be more in his debt, you could say no, or you could get something from him.
I mean, it'd be rude to say no,
Your greed is showing, Riley.
but also, but I'm gonna pick something that's not that important.
Okay, let's skip Riley for now while he thinks.
Yeah. What do you want, Bear? What
Probably
does
just wants a
On a
gun.
gun.
what gun again?
Yeah. So I know it's definitely not going to work, but I first point at his gun that he has mounted on the wall.
You want his gun?
Yes.
He like probably does a chuckle. And does, like,
He does a
little,
chuckle.
like,
He does say
finger
no.
wag. Does a little finger wag.
However, he does have a fine Xeno gun that you could take a look at if you'd like.
Yeah. Look at it.
Let me see if I can find it. Trying to see if I can find what I'm looking for. But what does Gyros want?
Oh, I'm thinking about that right now.
You could ask it for something that you wouldn't be able to get normally.
Chris, I will ask for a finer power sword.
You want a
Some kind.
best craftsmanship power sword?
I'm not going to use specifically the best craftsmanship, but yes,
Because yours is good right now, right? Or no, it's common.
it's common.
All right.
I'm just hoping for a better one.
I can't do you a best craftsmanship, but I can do you a good craftsmanship power sword.
I'll take it.
Encrusted with many gems and very finely set up. You didn't want. I guess you don't use your plasma pistol that often.
See, on one hand, he's really happy to get a better sword. On the other hand, he already regrets his decision.
Try to find the exact weapon that I want. But I have one in mind if I can't get that. Brandon. I'm trying to see if there's a stat block for it is all. I'm trying to see if there's a stat block for a specific weapon I'm looking for. And if I can't find it, I'm just gonna
I can look for it as well if you want.
I
I've
just
looked
want
through
the
a couple of
grip,
source books.
man.
it's the Ranger long rifle.
Oh yeah, I thought it would be because Eldari long rifles
Yeah.
fucking neat as snipers. I'll look through as well.
I might be in Into the Storm, but I don't have Into the Storm pulled up, so I'm just pulling up a few handbooks right now. Then I'm waiting for those to help pull up while I wait. So Olivier is getting his power sword. Nephinae got her fine robe and slippers. She didn't want an item. She just wanted a robe and slippers. She didn't want a warp section though.
I would have taken that, but
I doubt he would. I doubt he would. He would probably laugh
No.
at the idea.
He's not offering you a warp sextant, but you could certainly ask him for a warp sextant. The worst he could say is no. But
The worst he could think is we're beggars.
yes.
I mean, Nephinae was just gonna buy the robes, so
You could ask for something else as a gift if you're willing to pay. The
Best I could find is these.
ooh,
There
I
are
could say
Eldar weapons.
I would say star charts, but those are expensive.
I was about to say, he's
I
not-
did find Eldar weapons.
You would
in
also
Into
get
the
told
Storm.
that.
What are they at?
These
I
are
don't know
written
that.
Chris, no, Chris. What about the? Isn't there an Eldar book?
There is a Dark Eldar book.
There's not a regular Eldar book.
No, there is no regular Eldar.
That's okay. That's wild.
I'm gonna look in the extended armory of Into the Storm right now.
I just sent you it.
You just sent me it?
Yeah, I just sent you a screenshot of all the Xeno ranged weapons.
I have splinter rifles, which are Jakari. Are you telling me there really
Have-
isn't a...
There's no long rifle, but there is a las blaster.
Las Blaster is similar enough.
It is near unique though.
Yeah. To give you context to the, yeah, I know. Well, keep in mind, he's wanting to give out a lot. So...
I know he wants to show off his wealth. I would do the same if I was in his position.
I can offer you one of two things, Brandon. I will either give you an Absolution sniper rifle from Into the Storm, which, to give you context, is a 1d10 plus 4 0 pen, very similar to your current weapon, right? And it would be best craftsmanship. Or, I will give you, if I remember correctly, the Las Blaster, Eldar Las Blaster. Eldari, yeah, it's used by the Swooping Hawks. It's a very long weapon. There's also the Sun Rifle, but I'm not giving you a Sun Rifle. Architect.
Can I just have an introduction to some of his navigators?
If that's all you want, yeah.
Do you want me to send the sun rifle to
Sure.
Bear or no?
Or long.
I've got a screenshot of Justice
rifle.
Clock.
Give me a second. I'm.
So the robes and an introduction to his navigators.
Say, could I
There is
actually
apparently a book. It's a
see
Dark
both of
Heresy
these
book. It's
guns?
apparently
Oh.
in.
Wrath.
I'll check that then.
It is Dark Heresy Creatures Anathema.
Chris,
Yeah.
whatever system. The system universe. This is in.
I mean, Dark Heresy is a perfectly acceptable book for me to utilize. Sorry, what was
It's the
your
same
question?
system,
Yeah,
just different theme for
It's
the
the
game.
same system. Yeah, I know.
I just have to find it. I'm pulling it up now because I would like to use the Ranger long rifle. It's just like perfect.
It's so bare-coated.
It's literally, so to give you context, the Eldari Rangers are pathfinders and like stuff for the Drukar, or for the Eldari, the Asriani, or they're technically Corsairs, but oh, it also has some Eldari stuff. Page
85. Found it.
Yep.
I got it for you. I'll send you the screenshot of the table. There you
When
go.
used with the aim action, the penetration of the long rifle's next shot is doubled to a maximum of 4. If the wielder aims as a full action, the penetration of the rifle's next shot is tripled to a maximum of 6.
Whoa.
So,
Yeah,
Brandon, I can either
You could
give
hit.
you...
I think you could hit. No, you can't. Can you hit?
Brandon, I will either give you a best craftsmanship sniper rifle or a normal craftsmanship ranger long rifle. Those are your options that he's offering you.
You know, I'll take the
Xeno one.
yeah, that one.
Alright, yeah.
I
Can
was
you
kind
send
of
him
thinking
the...
which one I should take.
Can you take him?
Yeah, I'll take
Can you
that
hand him the stat block for the ranger long rifle, and also the
Yep.
flavor text?
Yeah, I got it.
If they...
I got both.
Oh, jeez. Accurate. You're only getting it at normal craftsmanship, though. You're not getting a best craftsmanship one. But... They're certainly a fun weapon.
There you go.
So Bear has a new weapon in his collection. New.
Ranger long rifle. It's the bottom one on that table.
What do you want,
And then
Avery?
there's the flavor text.
Yeah.
Are you finally gonna try and get your force staff or force sword, or are you
What's the best force sword I could get?
I would be willing to give you a normal craftsmanship force sword.
I'm cool with that.
You know where to find it, right?
I think I have the stat block pulled up. If
The
it's the
Nadesh
right
force
one.
weapon, it has the balanced and force. I can either offer you a force sword or a force axe.
He'll take the axe.
Both,
That's so him.
both normal.
Both
Yeah,
normal
I'll take the
craftsmanship.
axe.
You're gonna take a force axe. It's a 1d10 plus 3 rending. Here, I'll just send you the stat block.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I didn't know there was an axe. I thought it was like sword and staff.
Nope. Here, let me send you these. Take me a second while I do that. I turned off. These are your options. Just keep in mind the keywords that you're getting, because they are important.
I do have all the weapon keywords and what they do
You have
in the
force.
notes.
Unbalanced.
What force? Yes, I have all of them.
Force isn't from the main handbook.
No.
Here, let me
I
find the
don't.
force keyword.
Okay, so what's the unbalanced feature?
So unbalanced is -10 to parry. So when you're parry's like
I could
dodge,
probably live with that.
except
That
Yeah.
it makes it more difficult to parry.
pretty much.
This is the wrong book. Sorry, I was scrolling through the wrong book.
Chris, you sent the flavor text, correct? To
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure because sometimes they hide modifiers in those things, man,
New weapon quality.
without
force.
bringing it up.
It's gonna be hard to read, but I'm gonna send it to you, Avery, and I'm gonna send it to Riley as well.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yep. All right.
All right, Lance. He was a good man. All right. Few screws, few screws, loose screws, but that's how it is. It's just
Yeah.
hard to feel tarnished. Anyway, in spirit of that, I want to call a meeting. We'll be discussing profit and plans for the future. Get the important crew members.
Okay.
Personally, I do not want everything in the meeting to be disclosed to all of the crew or
Who
to
are
get
you-
out.
Who are you bringing to this meeting?
First off, all the players. Well, I don't know Lazarus.
Lazarus not there yet. We'll get there.
And just the general, like, the upper echelons of the crew that would be that would probably be on a need to, would probably need to know this information that we're gonna do exploration and about future plans of colonization. So Bellarune is definitely gonna be at that meeting.
The Bellarune's there. Lance is there. Any other key crew members?
Other than maybe a few more of their staff, probably not. Actually, no. The Master at Arms.
Arms is gonna be there. Okay. Yemalane's gonna be there. Bellarune's gonna be there. Lance is gonna be there. From among the NPCs. Okay.
All right. I've come to discuss plans for the future. Of course, one of the reasons we set up to the Loyal Stars is to find a new protectorate. And that is what the main goal shall be for the future, at least from now on. We'll be settling the planet on Xerac 3, the Jungle Paradise world. Preferably some type of mining and industrial world, but we'll wait till we see what's on the planet before we commit to anything too much. We will not only need to build up stuff for a colony, but we also need to build up arms. Last thing I want is to sink all of our profit into this and have it raided in our absence. We have a dealing with the Adeptus Mechanicum, and they'd be supporting our colony. Bellarune, can you give an estimate about how much their financial backing would alleviate some of the initial investment required? Were there any details discussed on that matter? Bellarune?
Me, sorry. What
Yes.
was your question? I'm sorry. I thought you were asking
How
me
much?
to play. What's the question?
No. I'm asking about the financial backing from the Adeptus Mechanicum when they said they'll support my colony, quote unquote.
What voice did I give him again? I don't remember. Long.
One part, the voices change, man.
I try to keep them consistent, especially with Lance, but sometimes I lose track. You know what? I'll go with whatever I'm about to come up with for Bellarune. Hello, Captain. We got enough financials, but costs by about half for a colony.
That's half. Okay. We need to shore up some capital. In comparisons of profit factors, we are not the best out here. Let's just put it that way. Put it nicely. In the meantime, we shall be doing some exploration. Maybe we will find world we can exploit its resources for temporarily, or something akin to that. Maybe or find another planet like the one in Capricorn with the archaeotech, or maybe we can find a dead Xeno world, get cold tech. We'll be making money from exploration. This is the point. We'll be setting course for the systems south of Capricorn and Xerac 3. The first one being Taslos, Otvan, and then Iridanus Alpha. Of course, we'll pick up our purser from Tynella before doing so. And also, Bellerin, please make a note to acquire some goods to be able to offer to the governor of Tynella as an apology for the whole Spire incident.
I will.
What?
We'd be recruiting colonists from Tynella.
I will
Near the prime
prepare
location.
for that.
Yes. For the colony, it shall have a military governor. So, Master at Arms, Maskamov.
Hmm.
I would like you to find someone. And if you have trouble, then please consult with Lance. I would prefer someone who is did facility management. This is a colony, after all. We'll also need to build up arms. We'll likely make the colonists enroll into some form of a reserve system in case it's attacked. Are there any questions, concerns, or comments?
You want me to find governor of the planet here?
Yes.
Okay, I will do so.
If
Well,
you have trouble, ask Lance.
what is planet environment?
Jungle. Though, paradise conditions.
You see.
We'd be, well, we would have a standing force there, of course. Presumably, we'd have a very large reservist roster for defense of the colony. We'll be needing to train some of the colonists while we make the journey. Once we eventually pick them up after this exploration mission,
Yes.
which will also be interesting to you.
Look, Captain, I got a question.
Yes.
What is what are we doing for the senator type?
Well, I said earlier, maybe. Never mind. It'd be an industrial world, preferably. Although we need to check its resources and make sure it actually can sustain such. But that'll be the main thing we'll be preparing for.
Aim to
I mean,
utilize such a paradise as an industrial world.
okay. So Chris, I do want to bring something up. These aren't forge worlds. These are.
I know.
Okay.
Mining and industry. It's the backbone
Yeah.
for a lot of colonies. They strip it of its natural resources.
Do you think we could get away with just making it an agricultural world, being our only world for the Protectorate?
See it as a good start. So,
We should discuss
However,
more on that
I
later.
understand
I did not mean to be judgmental or intimidating.
I just simply believe that there are
Curious.
paradise world like that would be ideal for agricultural ventures. However, we
I
can
cannot
discuss
deny
it.
that.
There are other nearby
But-
worlds, even just the one in Capricorn, They could serve well as an industrial world.
Hmm.
Of course, this is always up to some determination and discussing.
Of course. We should discuss it later. I think it'd be an interesting and fun conversation.
Yes. No.
But anyway, we're not making too many commitments on the type of colony until then.
Yes. Alright. Is that the end of the meeting?
Any concerns about exploration or anything such as that?
For me?
And Olivier is
Me,
going to look at
Captain?
specifically at Nephinae. It'll be
I
outside the
wasn't
lights.
here. I wasn't here.
You were I invited all the players.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
her like
She
Herself,
physically
I
was
guess
not
is
here.
what
I just came back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep.
As I said
Oh, I
back,
don't know
what
why-
did I miss
Alright.
into the chat?
Alright. I basically explained the plan. We're gonna do some exploration, and we'll be doing that to shore up some financials to settle a
Okay.
colony.
Lord Captain,
Olivier is asking if you're concerned, any concerns about the exploration or anything like that.
before we determine what the fate of a planet may be, we should explore and see in detail what each planet has to offer. You can only colonize a planet once, after all.
Okay, out of character. We talked about that actually.
Fuck you.
We said we're not making any commitments. Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's all I have to say. In character, Nephinae, Nephinae just kind of like nods along, just kind of like, agreeing. I have nothing to add, Lord Captain.
Bellerin, make sure to stock up on military supplies and whatever planets or stations we board.
Yes, Lord Captain.
Anyway, that concludes the purpose of this meeting.
Okay. So, before you guys leave, obviously you need to get your guy, the guy you came to get. And walking onto the bridge, around a day later, is a man and a cohort of about 20 Arbites behind him. He seems to be head honcho Arbites.
Erasmus Freed.
He's correct, Lord Captain. It's a pleasure.
Yes, indeed. I have no doubts that you can maintain order, but you were recommended for the position of Master of Whispers.
You asking his qualifications?
Yeah, I'm basically asking, do you feel up to the task?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't give him the voice I quite wanted. Well, if you look at it like this, well, what do you know of my occupation and what I did? I presume nothing, correct, Lord Captain? Oh, the Lord Captain is dying. Dead. He's a corpse. On the floor. Where's the Lord Captain? Where did he go?
He died finally. I stabbed
Can you
him.
hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I've replaced him.
Sorry, my laptop overheated because I forgot to turn on my laptop cooler.
Huh,
and
real.
I'm surprised it handled Roll20. A very exhaustive app.
All right. So, what'd you hear?
I heard. Well, you see, it's like something like it's. Well, see, it's like this or something akin to that.
What did you know of my occupation? What I did, Lord Captain?
I know you're an arbitrator.
That's my official title. Yes.
Oh.
So, a little known fact about me. While my title is technically arbitrator, I was well on the way to becoming an intelligencer, serving as the right hand of an important unit commander.
Yes, okay, this sounds familiar. I think Bellerin told me about such a thing.
An intelligencer, to explain, they effectively operate as the spy masters of, well, the Arbites.
Oh, then you will do just fine.
I was in charge of a special unit who I have brought with me. And I also brought you a gift, shall we say.
Oh. I must say, you do know how to impress.
Well, I can't say it was entirely my decision, but I must say, well, it's like this. I was in charge of this unit, right? And one of our unit's unique cases involved this individual. A gift. I could give you his file, if I could find it. It's been lost. All I know is that at one point, this case was very key to our unit. And you could do nothing with him. You could leave him in stasis, but I brought this, or you could even have him killed for all I care. However, I thought perhaps you'd enjoy the chance to meet this unique case. What we do know? Oh. Not an extensive knowledge, shall we say, but he was a pious man, shall we say.
A pious man to attract your attention. Quite an interesting story.
I will let you determine more about him yourself. Does that seem reasonable to you, Lord Captain?
Of course. Yes. Chris, do you have this file actually, or is it actually just lost?
No, he said it was lost.
Okay.
You could go looking through our archives, but I couldn't find it when I was looking.
If you can't find it, and this was a primary case of yours, I doubt I could.
At one point, around 100 years ago, I think.
Where is the man?
Oh, I have him in the prison cells. His stasis chamber was placed in one.
Important
The
enough
Chief
to be
Bosun
put in
was not
stasis.
happy.
I'm quite intrigued. And Olivier is gonna take Bear and Gyros with him.
All right, not an Irene.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Sure. By the way, Erasmus Freed, you'll probably find out very quickly.
even if I didn't tell you, but there is a detestable thing on this ship.
Drakari, yes?
Yes, we keep it not because we want to.
One of my RBTs had heard mention of it amongst your guards.
She's useful for punishing high crimes.
Ah.
It certainly stokes the fears.
I'm going to go get to my job. Unless you'd
Of
like me to
course.
come with.
If you don't feel any need to, that is.
It's your decision in the end, Lord Captain, is it not? I merely provide you the tools to decide for yourself.
Yes. But if you're saying you're going to get back to your job, then I take it that it will not be
I know
as
nothing
useful
about the
for your
character.
time.
No. My job, Lord Captain, is to uncover the mysteries of politics, create a spy network.
Of course,
It is not simple. It will take time.
And you'll
And I
be
will likely
establishing
need
some.
free go-in too from the vessel.
Of course, you have. Master Whispers comes with many privileges.
I would hope so. One of the reasons that when I was approached by the Rogue Trader, I accepted.
If there's anything you need for acquisition, just simply send a request to Bellarune, whether it be for pleasure or work.
He is my boss. I understand the hierarchy of things around here, and you're his. I will get to my duties, Lord Captain.
A pleasure meeting, and Olivier would head down to the brig.
All right. So Gyros, Nyreen, Bear, you three walk down to the brig. In one of the cells is this stasis chamber that has been set up. Kind of looks like a coffin, but stood up. And you can... It appears to have some functions on the side. A cogitator that has been installed next to it to open it.
Is this like a standard like stasis chamber, or is this like clearly a custom
I mean, stasis chambers are
or
not common.
different?
Let's get that straight.
Okay.
No two are exactly the same, but they do exist.
But you know,
this one's a relatively
general
standard
aesthetics.
pattern. Okay. There's a cogitator next to it, clearly installed, so you could interact with the machine. It has the name of the subject, that being Lazarus.
No last name, just Lazarus.
Lazarus is the only name that is there. He is not in carbonite. It has an option to open a window, and it also has an option to open the machine or to terminate subject. That's the.
I'm just gonna do the honors and just open
at the door.
You know, open it.
Open the stasis chamber.
Open the window first, dumbass.
All right, look, I'm not here to tease. All right, I got important things to do. The man is unarmed. The man is unarmed.
Bullshit. You're always blue balling us on everything.
Wait, actually, can I
say
try
you're gonna do
something
a discussion
before?
and you never do.
Let me put it this way. All
This
right,
is the one time you don't want to tease us.
What do you
the
want?
Man is unarmed. I have a plasma pistol and a sword, and I have Bear,
I want to try.
Nyreen, and Gyros.
Okay. What if he has?
I want to try to
space age?
use Mind Probe on
What if he has
Lazarus
space?
while he's in the
Well, okay,
containment
I like it.
to try to see what his surface level thoughts are, or if he even thinks at all.
You gotta blast away with your
All right.
your laser pistol, space aids.
Let me pull up Mind Probe. Fine.
Yeah, when he's in stasis, there wouldn't be any thoughts to
I was
read.
about to say that I don't think there would be any, but you could still certainly try. Are you doing it
Brain
fettered
I'm
or
gonna try.
unfettered?
Fettered or unfettered?
Yeah.
Goddamn, I still don't know what that means.
Fettered means
So fettered, fettered is like a stronger version of it, but it comes with a some type of malice.
Let me pull it up to remind myself exactly. But
You should have brought me so I could have checked for warp corruption.
so fettered is the smallest scale. Unfettered is if you roll because you sorry, reading something. You roll if you roll doubles during a focus power test, you roll on the psychic phenomena table. And you could push to try and get more out of that, but so unfettered basically means unlimited, not limited scale. And if you're fettered,
I'll probably do it unfettered.
You're gonna do it unfettered, not push. All right.
Yeah.
Manifest the ability.
Let me see if I have all my stats correct.
I think that is what it does. He can't fail, but you're still gonna have to roll. Oh, a psychic phenomena manifests. First of the game.
Dear Lord.
Roll me a psychic phenomena, Avery.
Never mind. I'm glad I'm
Ooh,
not there.
Wait. What?
You rolled a 55. It's a double. Breach. Breath leech.
God, if you summon demons on this ship,
Oh my god.
Everyone sort of in his immediate vicinity, you start to feel short of breath for the next little bit as he manifests this power. You realize that you can't really sense anything with him, right? Like you can't breach into his mind since he's not awake. But
Makes sense.
it did work, but there are just no thoughts to read because mind empty, the stasis.
He is a stone.
Not a stone. He's
in carbonite.
He's not in carbonite.
He just thinks like a rock. He's not actually a rock.
Yeah. So Olivier, after you do this, opens the hatch. Are you here, Logan?
Yeah. Hello.
You all see
All right.
exit. Well, whatever Lazarus looks like, and he'll describe it in a
Yeah.
moment.
Game pictures.
As he crawls out, or he almost falls to his hands and knees, as he was basically standing. Lazarus, you look around you. You are somewhere. You don't recognize anyone around you. You feel a little chilly, because you were frozen, basically. And one of them appears to be a noble. One is a man with a mask and what appears to be some kind of rifle. What are you holding out, pointed towards him? There.
A hunting rifle.
A hunting
I don't
rifle.
have my.
You're not pulling out the Ranger long rifle yet?
No, the hunting rifle's still the trusty go-to for now.
Okay. And then a Drukari and what appears to be a psyker of some kind.
Well. Welcome back to the land of the living. How's the guy dressed, by the way? Out of character.
Describe yourself for everybody. Obviously, you posted the picture, but what do you look like? What are you dressed in? What do you have with you?
He's dead. He died.
Dude, turns out the space aids got him.
Yeah, it was space hits. Oh my.
Damn, Nephinae was right on the money.
Are you here, Logan? You might be checking. I don't know.
Logan, if you are here, we can't hear you.
The thing is, you had no comeback for it either. That's what made it so great.
Oh, okay, he's coming back.
You genuinely had no response to Space Aids on how you're gonna defeat Space Aids.
Look, all right, look. Just because you said that, I'll fund a research, research study in whether or not a plasma bolt can would be an effective weapon against space aids. All right.
Obviously not.
We'll see what the scientists say. All right.
I'm glad this is how we got
Sure,
off track. I
fine.
mean, it makes sense that this is the way we got off track as one of our players, during his introductory moment, is dying.
Not the first time.
Not the first time, won't be the last. If any other
I'm
players
yo,
are
we're
interested.
getting more
Real
people.
quick.
By the way, since we're off track, did you guys see that Jimmy Carter died?
Yeah, Jimmy
Yes.
Carter died today.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I was like way earlier
Yeah,
today.
Jimmy Carter. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Back to
oldest
McDonald's.
presidents finally died.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm not old, so I'm chilling.
Not old either.
Jimmy Carter was a good guy. His legacy was mixed, but he was ultimately a good guy.
You know who isn't a good guy? Nixon.
I feel like we shouldn't get into politics right now.
Look, it's clearly not illegal what the president isn't, as Nixon says.
He was pardoned, if I remember correctly.
Yes, he was.
So
So maybe it was illegal after all, but
yeah, if it wasn't illegal, why did you need a pardon?
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yes.
Have you recovered from your space aids?
Okay, yeah, so my phone is the source of my internet because I just have data and I hotspot it, and then my phone died at the worst possible time. Now you may ask, why didn't I have it on charge? I thought it would be fine.
yeah, no, I get it, man.
Okay, where are we at?
I don't
What do
know.
you look like?
Yeah, I was about to say, what did you hear of what I was describing before you died?
I got up to, hey Bear, what are you pointing at him?
Oh, so, okay. So, Bear is pointing his hunting rifle at you. There is a Drukari in the room.
Oh,
then-
great.
There's some kind of psyker, what it looks like, and what appears to be some kind of noble, standing above you as you're sort of on your hands and knees. Could you please
So,
describe
in-game
your
pictures.
Yeah, could you please describe what your character looks like, what he's wearing, how he's dressed? Obviously, we get like a general
So-
appearance look. But...
Yeah, his face in-game pictures, but he has two chainswords. One is clearly just a little bit better than the other. Like, one's bog standard, the other looks, it's adorned. It's proper. It's nice. He's wearing really good-looking flak armor. It's not like guard. It's not the kind you'd see on a normal guardsman, but it seems like it would do the job just as well. But there are clearly a lot of personalizations to it. Like, any markings on it are scrubbed off, and it's just a matte grey colour. A few inscriptions here and there, some holy scripture verses. And under his flak armor, he isn't wearing a guard uniform, as you'd expect someone to be wearing under guard flak armor. It is a robe. Ecclesiastical robes. I don't know who'd recognize them,
Probably
but they
Gyros and Olivier at least. Maybe Bear. Maybe Nightreign.
okay. Up to you guys if you recognize them or not. But they are pretty much just priest robes.
Well, welcome back to the land of the living.
I was always alive. I was just having a nap. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, introductions are in order, of course. I am Olivier von Wythalian of the von Wythalian Rogue Trader dynasty.
A rogue trader. What a
Yes.
lovely first visitor. How long's it
You're
been?
here on my ship. What was the last date you remembered?
I never really kept track.
Chris, what is the exact year? What is the local year, quote unquote,
Oh.
of the
it's
local
Chronos.
calendar?
We're
I'm pretty sure the
in
Chrono Strife is still in full effect right now.
we're in 4200
Chris, you don't have to be right,
or
Chris. You could be
it's
purposely
Millennium
wrong
40
and it
it's
still be
mil-
canon.
Yeah, it's Millennium 42. Sorry, it's Millennium 42, about 132 local.
Millennium 42, 132.
So we're pre-canon one, okay.
Or pre
No.
what? Or pre arcs of
42,132.
Oh, we're in Arcs of Omen, okay.
We're pre arcs of Omen.
So
Okay.
confused what year that
Before,
is.
did you say that it was 200 years on the coffin, or since they'd last opened it?
Roughly 200 years since they last opened it. Yeah.
Oh, I've been in there a while, haven't I?
never
never mind.
Why were you in that?
Nothing to worry your head about. I was taking a nap. The Arbiters thought it fit to shove me in there for a while.
Oh, really? What made them think of that?
Killed a few people. Nothing too major.
I'd love to hear about it.
Well, to be quite frank, I don't remember too much. It's been a long time, and being in stasis for this long can matter.
You can lose memories in stasis.
Maybe. You don't know.
The whole arbitrator was very vague about you.
Not something I'd be responsible for. I've been away for 200 years.
Hoping for something more interesting. Yeah, I hear your name's Lazarus.
This man doesn't know
Oh,
about the
that's-
fall of Cadia, bro.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't. Fuck.
Oh.
This is pre-fall of
Oh.
Cadia. This is like
Oh wait, that means this is before the Imperium got split in two.
this is before the Imperium Nihilus.
If you'd like an explanation on just myself in general, I'm a missionary. I serve the God Emperor in any way he sees fit. I spread his word and his scripture.
So you seem to be one of the more militant kind.
I wouldn't say militant. Devout. Zealous. As everyone should be.
Militant, devout, zealous, look, they all go together.
In some cases.
You're not even.
What's the
sure-
reason you've woken me?
200 years. Oh.
I want to
Sorry,
clarify
Cross, I
something.
interrupted.
Sorry, yeah, I want to clarify something. 200 years might not even be entirely accurate. Is it possible to know when he was put in stasis? Because if he was transported from somewhere, that would throw off
Okay.
the time.
So, another thing to quickly explain, there's no standard time date format.
No,
So
there isn't.
like the date,
He could have been
the
in here
date-
like 400, but the Chronos is
date-
just dismembered.
yeah, the dates like the date is inconsistent and it's really hard to synchronize dates because of the nature of warp travel. Just to give you an idea, Ivy, because I know you were
You're tracking on how warp travel
Confused
manipulates
about
the
it
flow of
earlier.
time, right?
Yes.
well, we aren't able to easily track time because of it.
Also, the Auto Chronos debates just the year and time, anyways.
Okay,
different
debate is a strong word. All right, it's more like
Debate's a weak word for them.
Sorry, debate is a weak word. All right, it's more like they kill each other over it. But
They wage
Chronos-
a war to decide what clocks say.
They also tried
Okay,
to
okay,
legalize the
just-
change of the
Just
Go ahead.
make the emperor's birthday, when he was born, like year
No,
year
that's the
one,
problem.
like
Like
it's
that's the problem. Like we don't know how much time passes in warp travel usually, right?
Random.
So all the time is localized to like systems or sectors.
So why didn't you just have a time? Just like have a normal clock and just have the clock never go through warp.
Well,
But
Well,
how
then
would
you get
people
that
send a message on
information?
when that clock is saying what? It doesn't matter. We're not the Autochronos. We don't need to debate this sort of stuff.
Yeah, we don't need to debate time. All right.
I just don't know what it means.
so
What's the reason for you waking me from
he-
stasis?
He said you were a gift.
Oh, wonderful. I'm out. Is there anything you need from me? Seeing as
Uh,
it really does seem like I'm indebted to you. Otherwise, I'd still be in that box.
hmm. Tell me, Samir, as a missionary, you certainly have experience. What would you say some of your skills or sets are?
Well, I could swing a chainsaw or two. Nothing special, nothing to take a stick at. I can
Yeah.
spread the Emperor's word.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, keep us all together when we need it. I'd be nothing without my speech skills. I can talk to people.
Ooh, orator.
Butter them up.
Okay. Ah.
Now-
Finally, someone.
A curiosity I noticed. You don't mind me asking, why have you got one of those with you? A Drukari.
Look.
Of
we
all
don't.
creatures.
I understand. All right. I would at least would like to explain before we jump to any conclusions.
I would
No
love to
conclusion
hear
yet.
this tale.
Just so you know, my dynasty is not in the best of times. We're a long and aged family. Our warrant to trade traces back to the Great Crusade, signed by the Holy Emperor himself.
Another challenge for your long-lived dynasty to overcome to prove your faith.
Of
And that you're
course.
worthy of the warrant of trade.
Yes. My mother was. We had participated in a war against some renegades. They call themselves the Severan Dominant. They had allied themselves with Dark Eldar, Drukari. And well, our protectorate was raided, destroyed. My mother was killed. And I took up the title of Rogue Trader.
And where does the, I don't know what you are, Kabbalite witch succubi?
I think she's a witch, according to an expert.
I am a witch.
Witch, right.
Yes.
Where does she come into this? Please, elaborate.
Yes, of course.
Staying my hand for this long really does take a toll.
Yeah. As you said, there's another challenge to prove our faith. My mother in this case, had failed against their kind. I do not intend to repeat such a mistake. So, who better to consult about how to deal with the Drukari, how to fight them, than someone who thinks like them, acts like them, is them? I have a duty to not only my mother, but also my dynasty.
I suppose that's as good a reason as any other. Now, I have a bag of muffins that I baked before getting put in there. I don't want them to go off. I do hope that they aren't affected by stasis. Would you like one? Would anyone like one? Even Drukari?
Sure. No, the Drukari doesn't get one.
No?
No, she, We had a recent meeting with some people, and she bungled some things.
Lord
Said some
Captain has
things,
spoken.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, he hands them out. There's a dozen. Each you can have one.
Yo, Chris, are these muffins
They're fine. They're
edible?
stasis.
They're fine. They're fine. Okay.
Yeah, stasis just goes, hey, all time? No, fuck you.
So, we should probably explain where you are. What was the last place you remembered yourself being in? I'm sure there's a lot to take in.
Last place I remember myself being in. Been anywhere. Could have been a hive covered in blood. Could have been trenches of a world under fire. Don't know.
You got
I've
a
been around.
sector. You got a, you know.
The last place I know I was. Laetronia.
Latronia. Okay. We're still here. Actually, we're not too far from Latronia. Relatively speaking, from a ship's astral perspective. Anyway, let's see. Oh,
I presume you have work to do considering the state your dynasty is in.
yes, we can. After the whole fall from grace, we'll call it. We came here to the Halo Stars.
You have quarters to assign to me, or should I follow you for the time being?
You could follow me for the time being. I'm interested to hear about you. You know, you have my interest.
Well, I'll stay spoken. Like,
Though,
I think
Say
I might
again.
cut out.
yeah.
I will stay mostly silent until spoken to. Unless I have something to offer.
Nah, come on. At least entertain conversation at the very least.
I can.
Nah, I do have some, I guess, unfortunate news for you.
Go on.
Well, unfortunate, good news, bad news. It's the Imperium is definitely not what you would remember it to be.
Never is. There's always some new war, some new usurper. One dynasty or the next falling and rising.
If only history wasn't so cruel. Ugh. You know of Cadia, yes.
Fortress World. Holds back the Black
Yes.
Crusades.
They succeeded. Cadia was destroyed. The Eye of Terror expanded, and the Imperium is cut in two for the most part. There's a single dangerous corridor between the two Imperiums. The Imperium Nihilus.
Not all is bleak.
So the smile that he has in game pictures, it's the expression he constantly has. Every time he speaks, he's trying to keep an uplifting tone. But that goes away, and with most people, you can look in their eyes and everything's there, but right now, there's just something missing. You can't put your finger on it, but a piece.
The man lost a piece of his soul in that moment.
It's less losing a piece of himself just now and more dropping a facade. Just a little bit, you can tell that the little happy wall's gone. He's looking at you like he'd look at anyone else.
We had lost contact for a bit, but we reestablished contact. We have not trade, perhaps, but we could move things in between if necessary. But not all is bad news, actually. In fact, I think this I would say recently we've had some of the best news we've had, and probably I would say at least a millennium. The Primarch
sure
Gilliman has reawakened.
Oh. Well,
He's
considering the
taken
rest that we
back
could have gotten, the lion. Ooh. Not to be down on the Emperor's own sons, but he's not exactly talented with management. He has certain... And the myths and legends I've read of him, he has his uses. Gilliman! He should get us all back into shape. Now, anything else important I'm sure I can learn myself. For now, you have work to do. Not to order you around, but sitting in a cell talking with someone you've only just met isn't the best use of time.
I'll use my time as I see fit. But yes, you are correct. We were exploring unknown areas of space. We're hoping to expand the borders of the Imperium.
Then let's.
Okay.
He stands at attention and he's ready to leave.
All right, guys. Everybody, welcome Lazarus.
Okay. There we go.
Most
man.
fast track welcome I've seen to date.
I'm just saying, Olivier cannot wait for dinner.
Cannot wait for dinner. Cannot wait to show this man dinner. This man has never had 6 courses.
Not only, well, it's 7 courses. All right, get it
Taking
right.
me out for dinner, you've only just met me.
Oh, sorry. We were at 6 for a
Standard- that's
while,
the
and then
standard
we had to
greeting.
come back to 7 because we were on low supplies.
Hey, we don't talk
Or was
about.
this
We
just
don't
a
talk.
celebratory?
We don't talk. We don't talk about those times. All right. This is.
I was about to
a-
say, maybe you need to
this
put
is a
that in the rules.
mild. This is yeah. We'll put that. I'll make sure to include that as well. This is a mild celebratory occasion. All right. This man.
Okay, so that's
I'm
that's why.
interested. I'm interested to talk with him. What can I say?
Oh my god, do I get a seat at the table this
For
time?
200 years for. Yeah. You know what? I learned one thing from him. You get to eat out of a bowl. That's what I learned.
So,
You're
are we
moving
all
up
at
in the
dinner
world,
now?
Tony.
At least I get a seat. I'm not in the prison anymore.
Okay.
Oh, you
I
don't
see
get a
we're all
seat.
having
You get
dinner
the
now.
floor, but.
Lazarus is gonna, ask Naren, so how did you find yourself getting captured as a witch? By...
She would keep holding the bowl, but kind of just drop it.
Oh, she's
Well.
standing and eating out of the bowl. Gotcha.
Well, I was originally supposed to be on a simple raid, hit one of the Mankai colonies that they leave unguarded more times than not. We were working with a cabal of regular cravens.
I'm not interested
You're
in your
also
life
working
stories,
with the
get to the
governor
point.
there.
Well, they stabbed us in the back in the middle of the raid. And I survived.
We found her in a
The
trash
captors
can.
Found me.
Ironic. Satisfying, even.
Yeah. Holding your astropath.
Yeah, with a trained marksman on you.
He's gonna throw a piece.
I don't believe he hit me.
Considering you're not
Which is
dead,
okay. I just want to say that's really
just
funny
lucky.
because that's really funny because Tony
loves
dodged in that
to-
situation, and he wasn't actually supposed to be able to dodge in that situation. That's the
Oh.
funniest part.
Well, I consider yourself lucky that you're actually still alive. Allowed to eat.
Yeah. She's most
Not just
certainly.
on a
lucky.
rack.
We also use her to punish the sinful, those guilty of high crimes.
Suppose everyone has a use.
Keeps me happy on this ship.
A win-win. Alright, back to your slop. So, Captain. Anything you wish to ask about? Any secrets you want to pry?
Is Nephinae at this dinner? Oh,
Everyone's just got silent.
Dies.
Ivy.
For a second.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, leaves. Simeon, can you read? No, you're alive.
Hello?
So,
Hi.
Okay. Hi. Nah, Nephinae is like just giving this guy the side eye, like has no clue who he is, but the thing is like sometimes Olivier invites people to dinner that she doesn't know, like various crew members, and she doesn't really care that much. But she's just kind of giving this guy the side eye and like eating, and
I love the
occasionally looking. Oh,
He
Tony,
gone.
you cut out.
I love the guys.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry, the internet died for a moment, and I actually don't have service here where I'm staying.
Oh.
So.
My internet's also going down.
Oh, he's
I'm getting
dead.
notice.
Okay, I'm back to my computer.
Are we gonna need to
I
stop
have an
soon because
unstable connection.
people are dying, or can we keep going?
I'm back. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
You didn't finish your sentence, Tony.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I love the acknowledgement of the Xeno first before anyone else at the table.
Oh,
Curious.
by the way, this is our navigator.
Yeah,
I could
like
tell.
Nephinae is just
The
it's just
fine clothing.
pissed. It's just pissed to see Nyreen in the room.
The
And
finer
just giving the
clothing.
side eye to Lazarus.
Being the best dressed person here is often a trait of navigators. They like to show off. And they do it well most of the time. Only the worst can't actually pull off clothing. And I've only seen it a couple times. That's not going to change today. And I'm happy about it.
Lance is also here.
That
He has not said anything yet.
reminds me of something.
Quite
Nephinae.
a compliment.
Yes, navigators are worthy of them. Most of the time.
Yeah, like Nephinae kind of like tilts her head up and like kind of like prideful, and she's like, "I like this one."
By the way, Nephinae, there's something he reminded me of. Are we allocating a budget for you to renovate your navigator spire as you see please?
Oh, Captain, I'm not sure we have that in the budget right now.
Please ask Bellerin.
I will bring it forward at the next office meeting.
I mean, Lance, you've been there before, yeah?
Yes, many times.
It's a bit.
A bit.
What did you say?
Riley, you
I
just
said a
stopped.
bit.
Nephinae, I just think.
Dot.
I think he's dying again.
Oh wait. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. You're
Yes.
saying a bit, and then
It's-
that's where you cut off.
I mean, it's a bit sterile, and I think you deserve better, Nephinae.
Lord Captain, I want you to know when I commissioned the vessel and I built the navigator's spire, it was to the specifications of Lady du Ashran.
I understand, and if you do not want to change it, I will not force you, of course. I just think you deserve something truly,
Suppose I could make
something of your
changes.
station. I just think you deserve a spire of your station. Worthy of your station.
Very well.
By the way, I just want to let you know, Chris, Olivier has definitely tailed Lance about how he thinks the Navigator Spire is gaudy. Gaudy, it's sterile in the bad sense of the word, and it's expensive, but it's taste.
Yeah.
But Lance very much knows his criticism. of it.
Yeah, so Lance does not bring this up to the Lady Navigator for obvious reasons. Oh, by the way,
Obvious
he's been like
reasons.
working all of dinner. He's been super busy. Being the first officer. The Rogue Trader could do stuff like this and just fuck around. Lance is a busy guy.
Can you not take a break just to eat,
He looks at her.
Lance?
Lady Navigator, and he sort of like puts down his the data slate that he's on. I'm currently going over the files that Belarus sent me for the colonial endeavor. I've been looking it over all day, and alongside Belarus, allocating a budget for it from what we currently have, and projected gains from the upcoming endeavors. I've also been in charge of several different meetings with my junior officers, filling out the requests for several pieces of equipment from the Master at Arms. And also, your Machine at Arms has been very, very busy in requesting things from me. Through the chain of command, of course.
Is Nephinae sitting next to Lance?
Maybe? I don't know.
Or is she like on the opposite side?
Gyros is, all I can say is Gyros is on the left of Olivier and Lance is on the right. That is the only thing. The rest is not assigned seating. All right.
All right. I'm gonna say that Nephinae, like in the middle of him talking, Nephinae just like moves her hands over and like cuts a piece of food and just like stuffs it in its mouth with a fork.
Lazarus eats very, very robotically. Each of his movements just seems stiff.
He sort of like, after like finishing chewing, he like sighs.
Yes, Lance?
I'm going to get back to work after dinner. It's been made clear to me by the Lady Navigator that she does not prefer me working while I consume food. You know, I did not know we were supposed to have a extra course this evening. I did not know we were taking on another member of your retinue, Lord Captain.
It was a gift, apparently. Man was apparently frozen in a stasis pod for 200 years.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Lazarus. I am First Officer Lance Boucher. Second in command. I am also a seneschal, yes.
I noticed you being worked like a draft horse.
Yes. I am, shall we say, it's the workhorse of this vessel. The Rogue Trader has his flights of fancy, and he can go off and do as he wishes. I'm expected to be there wherever he is, but also getting all of the lower tasks of the vessel done.
I don't take you on the boarding actions, alright?
I'd hope not. I'm not a boarder. I'm not an armsman.
I know.
To give you some context...
If you ever need another pair of hands...
I would appreciate some assistance every once in a while. You can always find me on the bridge.
I would assume I'm getting quarters sometime today. If you need an extra pair of hands or don't mind working, I will usually be available, assuming I'm not being put to work somewhere else.
Well, you're a priest, are you not? I'm surprised you're not working with the confessor.
Missionary.
Ah, my
The
apologies.
confessor. I haven't met the confessor yet.
She sometimes at these meals, so it seems not tonight. It is whoever the Rogue Trader decides to invite in an evening.
The man has just simply caught my interest. The, let's just say Erasmus was very, vague on any details on the man.
Yeah.
Apparently he's put in stasis for killing a few people. Though apparently he said it was no big deal.
I suppose we'll find out with time. Looks a priestly type. I've seen many kinds. Missionary. Perhaps,
That's the one thing. That's the one thing Erasmus said about him. He was pious.
Lazarus,
Which I'll definitely
were you a member
take
of the
considering
Fraterus
recent
militia?
events.
I have experience with them.
I was just curious. I thought a militant type like yourself, you appear Might have been with the terrorist militia. No, I give you some context. I was before this. Oh, what I did not know what I was walking into when I accepted the change of position. Was a Commodore Captain, adjutant to Vice Admiral, Raven Brace in the Noctmoon Gauntlet. Quite possibly the most dangerous place to serve in the Imperium.
Remember that corridor I told you between the Imperium, like, that keeps the two sides of the Imperium together?
I remember the one avenue we have to the rest of the cut off.
Yeah, that's
Crave.
Auckland again. Very dangerous place.
Constantly assailed by Xenos, heretics, all the sorts.
Renegades.
How was it cut off, did you say?
The fall of Cadia.
Yeah.
No.
The Eye of
not when,
Terror
not why.
expanded.
The Eye of Terror itself expanded.
Yes. The warp storm got bigger, as far as I've understood. At least that's what's been explained to me.
When I said the Imperium was cut off, I meant by warp storm.
Yes. Quite literally.
It's the Age of
split in
Strife
two.
all over again.
Yes.
Imagine a giant scar. It's kind of like that.
I can imagine.
Sure, we've got a warp chat around here somewhere that well, the galaxy. I'm sure that somebody could enlighten you at some point. Maybe the Lady Navigator.
I will do
herself.
my research. I won't bother anyone here, the important people, with basic questions from Man Out of Time. Now, Rogue Trader, is there anything else you wanted to learn from me? Secrets to pry?
A man out of time. Oh.
Well, yeah. I'd love to
Flashbacks.
hear about that.
I don't get what I'm flashing you back
Sorry.
to. What?
Sorry. We had a different campaign where Man Out of Time was relevant.
Was the name of the
Wasn't
arc?
real.
You said a man
Yeah.
out of time, so it just gave me
Oh, fuck.
PTSD.
We basically had D&D PTSD. All right. Anyway.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's a name
Wouldn't
of
get it.
name
Wouldn't
of a major
understand.
arc in my other game.
I just fucking Akira'd you.
Yeah.
You did.
Did you finally get back into your memories as to why you were put in
Locked up.
stasis in the first place? Yeah, locked up.
None need to be interested in.
Oh, but I am indeed. I mean, they felt it important enough to lock you in stasis.
They felt it important enough in stasis because... yeah, there are a few. Wouldn't want to ruin a surprise, though. If I just told you everything, that'd be disappointing, wouldn't it?
Yes, but he is your Lord Captain
That is
now,
the case.
so there
Yes.
is a bit of an obligation to tell him.
Well, do you know what a death cult is?
A dick cult?
A death cult.
Death cult. Oh.
Dick
Oh.
Colt. I think Nyrene knows what one of those
Yeah,
are.
Nyrene's
but-
eyes would light up at hearing
No.
this.
Death cult.
So who
Yeah.
here? Let me ask you all. Who here wants to make the relevant check on this?
I don't know what it means out of character.
I don't think a lot of you do.
So
I mean, what would the roll be again? What skill?
Common Lore Imperium. If you have a more specialized, like on the Ecclesiarchy one, that.
Yeah, I'll do Common Law Imperium. Any the difficulty?
Ooh, let me look.
If you have Imperial Creed, I think that might...
Or Imperial Creed.
Low.
That's another one. For Common Lore Imperium, given that this would not be very common lore, but I have to set a skill for it that you might have. There's quite a few options. I need to find my GM table. No, not that. Not the SARS modifiers. Test. I would say art.
Hard? Okay.
Art.
Which is a minus what?
There's a minus 20.
All right, let's go. I only have 21.
You could always use a fate point.
You know what, Chris? I totally am gonna use a fate point.
You always have that option. Well, it wasn't any better.
Oh no!
You know that death cults are a thing. You don't know what they are. Sounds like heresy, though.
It sounds suspicious.
Sounds very sus.
Yeah, like Olivier kind of like raises a brow. Could you please elaborate?
So you don't know what a death cult is. Death cults worship the Emperor in their own unique ways. No two death cults are the same. Some worship him with the use of blood. I've heard some rogue traders like to have death cults in the bowels of their own ship, just to keep the riffraff in check. There are death cult assassins, there are worshippers. But they are all faithful. I had
Faithful to what?
the Emperor every time. I wouldn't still be here without the Emperor. I'd have no purpose without the Emperor. If he didn't exist, we'd all be in the muck right now. My entire life, every breath I take is devoted to him.
I'm not questioning your devotion. It's just death cults and
It sounds
Emperor
bad
doesn't-
when you don't know what they are. But they worship him in
Exactly.
different ways.
I'm
The
familiar
reason
with
they
them.
worship him in different... Well, you can only serve him in one way in most cases. If you're a warrior, what do you do? What is your career? You fight for him. You kill his enemies. You burn the heretic, kill the witch, purge the mutant. You bring death everywhere he wants you to. For some people, it is their entire life. Death cults take that to the extreme. And I was in one. I won't tell you how. Not really important. But I have experience in them.
Think of it like this, Lord Captain. You have the Officio Assassinorum, I'm sure you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
They're a less official organization. Similar, but not quite the same. They do it out of fanaticism and devotion. The Assassinorum is a organization. Cults are regional. The Assassinorum is Imperium-wide.
Decentralized. I see. However, they weren't started by anyone. Well, they weren't sanctioned by anyone, I should say. Is what I'm getting at.
No,
Yes.
but they're not uncommon in the underworlds of Imperial worlds. And oftentimes they're utilized not too dissimilar away from the
Zealots.
I more mean the Officio Assassinorum. Some planetary governors, rogue traders will employ death cults.
We may not be
Granted.
sanctioned, but we are approved.
I approve. And that is what matters.
It's a shame you can't kill our witch.
No,
Yeah.
I know. But she lives for a reason. She's not my property to destroy or damage.
Nephinae just kind of rolls her eyes.
Anything else, Lord Captain?
Soft smile.
Is there anything else, Lord Captain, or should we finish our meal and get to things?
Yes, I'm quite interested in these death cults, so I'm gonna have you amongst my personal retinue with me. This the man who hasn't spoken at all, the one in the gas mask, is one of my personal bodyguards.
Archmilitant?
Yes, he's indeed an archmilitant.
Seems the type.
And Olivier will kind of like look towards Bear.
He's
Where is
very
he stuffing his
food
face?
motivated.
At the very least, you can do is
So-
grunt.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even bother looking up when he hears that he's being talked about. He's still just stuffing his face.
If you would like to be invited to the next dinner, at least introduce yourself.
Mmm.
Yeah. Are you a Death Welder, by any chance?
Mm. Mm.
Bear looks up surprised, like the surprised Pikachu face.
How did you know?
He just
How did you
yeah, he
know?
kind of like he just stops eating for a second and like looks up at Lazarus and just like slowly nods. Still eating too.
Frontier worlds aren't too dissimilar. Pattern recognition. The Emperor blessed us with it, so I use it.
Oh, you were from a frontier world?
Yes. It's why I wasn't
Yeah.
too surprised or trigger happy when I saw Kari in the same room as me waking up 200 years later.
I see. Well, there'll only be more of that.
I only wonder if this cowardice assassin does really become a member of our retinue. If she'll also be attending dinners with us, like.
I mean, she'll at least attend a few dinners.
No, cowardice assassins do that. Not that I've interacted with them very
Someone
much.
as important as Inquisitor, and not invite her out to dinner?
Elidus
I'm not
assassin.
Yes.
that ingracious as a host.
To explain, Lazarus, Lord Captain here, has been courting a Inquisitor to perhaps get a member of his retinue join us here.
We had a particularly bad mutiny to the archenemy.
Yes.
Ordering an Inquisitor. Are you sure that's the wisest?
We're on good terms. He was the apprentice of a close associate of my mother.
Lord Captain, I know you set this rule, but I'm going to say it now. This ship
Oh,
was, to give context, so because it's important, this ship was funded by by a benefactor, a Lord Inquisitor, not at the time, Lord Inquisitor named Adeline Kiksev. The man in the expanse that he is referring to is an Inquisitor known as Tellerus Arcidia, one of the, at one point, an interrogator raised to Inquisitor of this said Lord Inquisitor. The Lord Inquisitor in question is currently known as the attack dog of the Inquisitorial representative. She isn't our problem, hopefully, anymore. She, as far as I have heard, is currently dealing with internal inquisitorial matters.
we are mutual benefactors.
Thus, it is.
Good terms.
It would be improper of us. I had one chance meeting with her. Made me uncomfortable every minute I was in a room with her. As I was to be the captain of this vessel until Lord Captain Olivier arrived for his training. We had a chance meeting. She was very unemotional in her speech, very monotone, and she made me uncomfortable every minute I was in the room with her. I think it's just when you're in the room with her.
You know what makes me uncomfortable?
First time.
Alright, breaking of certain rules. Alright, I'm just saying.
I'm perfectly allowed within the rules you set to do this.
You'll meet plenty
Yeah,
of people like
I know.
Thus, it is not a violation
Many.
of the rule.
I'm
Yes.
still gonna
Are
complain.
you asking me out of This is an out of character thing. Logan? Yes?
Oh, fuck. I forgot. I wasn't saying mini, I was saying mini.
Ah.
I was about to start talking about how many people are just
many.
off.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Inquisitors, Guardsmen, mostly veteran Guardsmen, Death Cultists. So he was
Sounds
basically
like
on first time.
You don't make me uncomfortable in the same way that she does, Lazarus. Though it does feel weird to sit at the same table as a death cult assassin. No. I
You never
suppose
said I was an assassin.
Nephinae is just impressed a
You
woman
never
would
see.
under
Okay, hold on.
lands in the first place.
So you said, yeah, you said you haven't said you're an assassin, but you haven't denied it. It's a very particular set of words.
any death cult
So
assassin.
tell
I'm
me,
very
are you
careful
a-
with wording.
Are you an assassin?
The same way an Eversir is an assassin.
Oh. I don't know who here is familiar with that, but Eversor assassins are unique for the fact that they aren't sneaky, per se. You know, your Vindicares are your sharpshooters. They'd be the bears
Guns
of
blazing.
the... Yes, but your Vindicares are your sharpshooters. They'll stand in one location for days on end, lining up for that perfect shot. Your Alidus Temple, Calidus assassins, they're the infiltrators. They'll go in and impersonate somebody for their mark, but to kill their mark, right? Quite literally change their body at the very molecular level. Calidus assassins with extra gene modification can even infiltrate gene stealer cults. Your Eversors, they're batshit crazy, infused with every drug known under the sun, kill everything in front of them.
Ooh, I have high hopes for you.
Very blunt instrument. So, instead of us getting a Calidus or a Vindicare assassin equivalent, or an Adamus assassin, he would be the Eversor equivalent in the death cults. A blunt tool to solve a situation.
So when I say
Yeah,
I killed
you're
a few people, I may have been understating.
Well, how much are we understanding here? Are we talking like?
Probably a few at a time, is what he meant.
So,
We're talking. Are we talking like a magnitude off? 2 magnitudes off? Like.
given the equivalent is an Eversir, they are usually sent against entire groups of people. They're when you want a place dead instead of person dead.
You'd send them in to handle something like a gene stealer cult. Not alone, more than likely, mostly because gene stealer cults are big and they oftentimes have gene stealers in them. But
Yeah,
you'd
with
send
someone, but, you
a
know.
few to handle, and maybe 4 or 5 of them, they could probably handle it.
Yeah, you're staying on the personal right now. I would love to see how this plays. See how this plays.
I'll be a bit out of practice, and I do prefer to spread the good word. Just so happens that half the time, spreading the good word includes sending the souls, the lost and the damned, to the Emperor himself.
That.
Certainly been quite the enlightening experience.
Do I have work to do today?
Not from me.
No.
I would go speak with the Lady Confessor, though. See if she has...
I'd love to.
If you go do these, spreading the good word as you so wish.
Speaking to another of such devout faith
Yes.
brings joy to my soul.
Yes, she's a rather devout individual. The Shrine Wielder Pridefall.
Well, if no one minds, I should take my leave. Find her.
It's been quite an interesting talk, Lazarus.
I hope you enjoyed dinner.
Oh, and is there anyone who can guide me through this? I'm not, well, acquainted yet.
I can
have
send
quarters.
a an enforcer to travel with you for now, and I'll have some quarters assigned to you on the officer's deck,
Thank you.
given your status.
Oh, this goes without saying, but do not cause a trouble amongst the crew, unless, well, either circumstances dictated necessary. But keep in
Force is a
mind,
last
even
resort with
such
faith.
events- Keep in mind, I'll be the judge of whether such force was necessary.
You are the Lord King. I'll be seeing you. And he leaves. He's going to go to the Lord Confessor the most opportune time.
He's gonna take his first piss in 2,000 years.
Oh, 2,200.
Oh, sorry, 200. Sorry.
200, come on.
It's gonna
Dude,
feel
you
like
ima-
2,000.
Dude, imagine
It'll
if it
probably
was
feel that way.
2000. 2000.
It might be for all we know.
No, that's Gilliman, 10,000.
Gilman was in stasis for 10,000 years.
Hey, it might actually be 2,000. We just think it's 200.
Listen, no comment.
Alright.
No comment?
No comment.
Would we like to advance the story, gentlemen and lady?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
I don't know.
That's a yes.
I'm just gonna make sure Lance eats his food.
Lance does eat, and he was eating the entire time while doing work. He just wasn't talking. He was sacrificing speaking for eating. And
Oh, I
Working.
thought he was so busy that he was just like picking at the food and not like actually eating.
I mean, he didn't like finish every single
Too busy.
course because he was also trying to get work done, but he was eating as well.
Okay, good.
All right. So, who's ready for everyone's favorite part of the session, guys? Warp travel.
no.
Oh yeah, it's ritual time.
Oh!
Travel, let's go!
He thinks you're one of the good navigators.
Okay.
All right. Roll me a navigation warp test. First step. You know the modifiers.
All right. How many fate points do I have? All right. We'll be fine.
You might not want to waste them all before you even get to outside of the Astronomicon's light.
It's true.
You have to make
Okay.
2 warp jumps to get to Tynella to pick up your last guy, and then a third.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. So you said warp
Navigation warp. Yep.
modifier.
This one has no modifier. This is to determine the duration of the journey.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
1 degree of success.
Yeah. So the duration of the journey should be And what route are we taking? Are we going through Renia or through Deu? To
We're
Tynella.
going through Dayu.
Deu. Okay. The first leg of this journey should be approximately 4 days.
Okay. Another warp, or am I doing?
We're
Awareness.
doing awareness plus 10 for your location of the Astronomicon. Perfect. You passed.
Yay.
Means no additional, and you got 0 degrees of success, so no additional modifiers or malices for your next following rolls.
So where are we going?
Okay.
We are going to Tynella, which is here. And then we're gonna
Okay.
go. We're going off into the to Zaalus 9, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so we'll be going from. Okay, actually. Oh, damn. Okay, this sucks. Okay. This is gonna be. Yeah, no, we'll go from Tynella to Zaalus 9.
Okay.
We'll have to chart new warp charts.
All right, charting the course. I think it's a plus 70?
To warp.
Actually, wait. For this one, since we're in the light of the Astronomicon, I gotta find the.
And I was able to find it.
Yeah. You do not need to roll to steer the vessel, so we're not there yet. We're still at charting the
Yeah.
course. So make me a plus 70 perception. No, sorry. Plus 70 navigation work. Sorry. Can chart a course. Sorry. If the beacon of the Astronomicon has found that navigation card chart a course without any skill checks. Never mind. You don't need to roll. All right. Assessing warp
Okay.
conditions. Ordinary plus 10 perception. And you get a plus 20 to this. So it's a plus 30 perception for noticing problems in the warp. If there are any problems, you aren't going to see them coming.
Okay.
You don't have to roll to steer the vessel. However, we're not in the warp long enough. 4-day travel with no degrees of failure. Sorry. 1 degree of success, so in the duration set. So yeah, you don't have any warp encounters, and we are leaving the warp, which Riley still hasn't written the rules for. Riley. Minus 10.
Forgot about leaving warps.
Minus 10 perception plus 20, so a plus 10 perception test. Okay, you passed. We didn't hit anything.
Yay.
So, when you're in Dayu, you pass by an agri world. And that's what you pass by. Now we're going to Tynella. So we got one more set of warp travel jumps.
Yay.
Okay.
This is not in the Astronomicon light, or is this still in
This
the
still is.
Astronomicon?
We're traveling to Tynella,
Okay.
which is in the light of the Astronomicon. We're back at the start.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Warp.
Brace for impact.
All right.
Warp modifier 0.
So this is navigation warp modifier 0. Yep. Oh, wow. You have no idea how long the journey is going to be. Your estimation, fuck, maybe 2 weeks? It's hard to say.
I'm gonna... Should I burn a fate point?
Not burn, just spend a fate point.
I'll spend it.
How many do you have? So everybody's
3.
aware. 3? Riley? Any way in here?
Yeah. You could just sorry, say again.
Do I use a fate point?
I mean, we get them back every session, so there's no reason not to.
Alright.
Okay. I
If
will
you have
redo
multiple.
that.
Okay.
I have 3.
Alright. You still failed, but
Not as bad.
not as bad. So it's about a week and a half, you guesstimate. Alright, next. Locating the Astronomicon. I need a plus 10 awareness test. Alright, you pass. And with 5 degrees of success. So you're gonna get there in if I remember correctly. And you also get a extra time you extra add a plus 10 for each degree of success you got. So it's gonna be like a plus 120, so you're gonna instantly succeed on charting the course or assessing any navigation warp chest for this voyage. Okay, yeah. But yeah, it's a plus 10, it's a 50. So yeah, okay. I was just doing the math. Yeah, you're gonna instantly pass all your following navigation warp tests. So next thing we're doing,
Okay.
you don't, since you're in the beacon of the Astronomicon, you could chart a course without any skill tests. Assessing warp conditions. Give me a plus 10 perception test with a plus 30 on top of that.
40.
Plus
10 plus 30, 40.
plus 20. So it's a plus 30 total.
Okay.
Okay. You will be aware of any dangers upcoming.
Okay.
All right. Now we're at steering the vessel. You're gonna
Navigator
automatically
actually
succeed
succeeded.
this. So can you give me a
Yay.
Can you give me a navigation warp test with a plus 120? I want to know how fast you.
How fast?
Yeah, I
All
want
right.
to know how many degrees of success you get. So navigation warp plus 120.
Oh, holy
Damn.
We zoom in.
Oh,
Damn.
so you actually get there. You'll get there earlier than you left. You're in there for like what feels like a day.
Wait, we get there earlier than we left. Okay.
Yep. All right, and last but not least,
Pretty cool, guys.
last but not least, can I get a
Let's see if you stick
perception
the landing.
plus 30?
She sticks it.
You're in Tynella. I'm gonna hand wave that you just get the guy here, since
Yeah.
he's an unnamed character anyway. All right.
He doesn't even get invited to dinner.
Damn.
That's funny. Some random dude you find in a coffin gets the 7-course meal, but listen, this other important no dinner for him. No dinner for him.
This person.
Nah. It's the death cultist. You know, that's the.
That's an interesting guy. That's an
It's an interesting
compliment.
guy. This guy is
Look.
like the personification of a salty cracker.
This guy is a pencil pusher, and not the fun kind. Like
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
We're going from Tynella to Zaalus 9 now. We have one final navigation test, guys.
Listen, if you stick this one, he will comment after this that this is the smoothest and quickest warp travel he's ever had.
He's about
Alright,
you're about to find out the ugly truth. I'm gonna be completely honest.
There is
We're going to Tynella to Talos 9 here.
Zaalus 9.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a close 9.
All right.
All right, we're back at the top. So,
Come on.
and I have my notes for warp routes and stabilization.
Warp
This is gonna be
with the 0 modifier to start off.
Making beans on toast.
Starting
Back
the
into
course.
We're starting.
Correct.
We're determining the duration of the passage. First, navigation
Yes.
warp test.
0.
Yes, plus 0. All right.
It's not too bad.
You'd estimate probably about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. All right.
Oh wait, how long did it take for the first one to Tynella?
You mean to Dayu? About 4 days.
From Dayu to Tynella.
Oh, felt like a day. You arrived there earlier than you left.
Okay, so a day when we expected like a.
Yeah.
All right.
No, like we arrived before we left.
Yeah. I get that.
It
but
was
like,
a
I'm
day of
asking how much-
travel, but like
I'm
time-wise.
asking in the warp. I'm asking in the warp.
In the warp, it felt like a day.
In the warp a day, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get a plus 10
Awareness?
awareness. For your location of the Astronomicon. You don't get any bonuses here because this is not a charted warp route. All right, you passed. In fact, you've got 4 degrees of success, so you're gonna get to add a 40 to your navigation warp test.
Yay!
Our navigator actually taking W's.
So apparently, you don't have to chart a course. If you could find the light of the Astronomicon. So I will.
Would it count?
Because you're in the light of the Astronomicon right now.
Okay.
Bro, the Emperor, he's got me in his arms right now.
I'm rereading the rules that you wrote up. Because they're more
Yeah,
comprehensible.
I know. I just don't know how the transition between outside
I
the
will, for
boundaries,
all
like-
further ones, whenever you're traveling out of the Astronomicon's light, you will get this, and you've located the Astronomicon. Is the most important part. I will give you this benefit, but there's no promises to subsequent ones.
Okay.
Assessing warp conditions. Give me a plus 10 perception test. Okay. You will not know what dangers lie ahead. Alright, give me a navigation warp test with a plus 40. Okay. You will get there in roughly half the duration that I set.
A
However,
week.
that still means, well, that I know what the actual time is, but are you ready
A
for the
week-ish.
Are you ready for the fun
Yep.
fun
Mm-hmm.
table? Because you are gonna have one warp encounter.
Yep. Give it to me.
Yep. I gotta roll still, but give me a moment. I'll have that for you.
Looks like it's still going fine for most of it.
I gotta find it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
It
we're
depends.
so encounters of the warp. We have a warp bane hole, so we get to roll twice on it, and
And I
we
got
still got fucked over by it a few times.
Listen, I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
fight demons. Let me at him. I want to fight some fucking demons.
Gallifiered flicker.
That's the toaster.
I'm going to send you the 2.
Mhm.
I think you'll like them.
You think I like him?
I think you'll like them, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Give me a second to read this.
Oh, that sounds like wonderful news to hear. From the navigator.
It's not great. Was not great either. I don't know which one is which one's more valuable.
Valuable. That's okay.
Neither are good to give you context.
I include that in.
All right, I have DM'd you my question.
I need to answer that.
Thomas, I would like to let you know, Demon Incursion is actually definitely is on the list of the.
Is it on the list? We
table.
have a
It is on the list.
expanded upon warp encounters list.
Oh yeah, we Chris homebrewed a few things.
Okay.
Still going good?
Yep.
Yay!
Everything's
I'll skip
going
that.
great.
Yeah, guys, it's great. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah.
All right, guys. So, as you guys are traveling about in the warp, you guys run across a reef that threatens to break apart your your vessel. Can I get a navigation warp test? You get a plus 50 on this, I think, because of
Degrees of success prior.
yeah. That's probably.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna roll for a pilot plus man. I don't know what plus man is. I'm gonna do a pilot.
Maneuver.
Oh, what's the maneuver of the ship?
Pilot plus maneuver. Let me
I'm-
check what the maneuver of the ship is.
I'm gonna roll from our helmsman's
21.
21.
All right, maneuver is 21. Yep.
Okay, he passes.
I also pass.
He has managed to make it out unscathed, but it was a tricky moment for a minute there. And you guys make it to Zaalus 9.
Dang. Honestly, I thought I was expecting way worse from your reaction. I'll be honest.
Oh, I didn't know.
Still not
I
good.
had to ask Chris some questions,
Yeah. So,
and I didn't really know the value of some currency over other currency.
as you guys arrive into Zaalus 9, your auger arrays detect several worlds. One in the habitable system zone of the star, and several other smaller ones.
So one inhabitable planet. How many
One
uninhabitables?
possibly habitable planet. 6 roughly uninhabitable planets. Presumably
They
2
all
gas
rock.
giants. 2 gas giants.
2 gas giants.
Um,
Do the gas giants have any moons?
some small ones, yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna do some surveying, basically. Catalog
Yep. We'll get to
everything
that
we can find.
next session. Because that, my friends, Visionaries of the Halo Stars. And
Yippee!
end this session. Did we have fun? Did we have a good time, guys?
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
I have to say, Thomas, I was surprised to find out you were a deaf cul-de-sacs.
Thomas.
Thomas.
He hasn't
Who the
sent
fuck's
me...
Thomas?
Yeah, I was going to say. who
Fuck,
the
I
fuck-
said your name wrong. My bad. My
Lazarus?
bad. My bad.
Thomas?
Thomas.
Yeah, you've been
Who's
saying
Thomas?
Thomas for a while now, and I've been so confused.
Oh,
on who
Danny
the fuck you're
boy,
talking
the
to.
I
pipes,
thought I
pipes
don't.
are
I
calling.
thought I'm so sorry. I thought Chris said Thomas earlier, and I thought that was
No.
sorry, Logan.
It's Logan,
Lazarus.
but it's Lazarus is the...
Well, I know Lazarus is the
That's funny.
character name. I'm talking the actual name. Real
That's
names. All right.
No.
But yeah, that's my bad.
Riley doesn't know English.
Riley...
He's not a
So
he's not
true.
a native citizen.
Sometimes it feels like
That is not that is not true. But
That is true.
All right.
I'm very curious, Chris. What makes you think that that feels like it's not true sometimes?
Riley, sometimes you fail at the English language so hard that it has me confused as to whether or not you were a genuine U.S. citizen.
It's your second language.
Yeah.
Look, you just don't understand my brilliance, all right? Clearly.
Well, I don't understand you
Is it
fucking
pork
English
or lamb,
sometimes.
Riley?
Yeah,
What's the
I-
difference between pork and lamb?
What's the difference between... That's such a good one. All right. I'm glad we all had fun. We had a good time, guys. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Lazarus got introduced. Do we like Lazarus, guys? What do we think of Lazarus?
I do.
Um,
I'm
he's
fine.
weird, but he smells better than Bear, so he
Better
can't
than
be all
Bear.
bad.
Better than Bear. True.
Look, smelling better than bear is that's a low bar.
Yeah, but this guy was like 200, 2,000 years old. We don't know. He usually that comes with some like age, you know, with like cheese.
Dude.
Some cheese can be pretty
He's
smelly.
well groomed, okay?
Just
He's
been
a
in
missionary.
Ice. Just been on ice for a while. Yeah, I'm glad you all had fun. Thank you for coming. I will see you all in 2 weeks.